You want to fight wanderers together? Sounds like a plan.
Actually, I'm gonna go hang out with Xavier. Sorry, Raphael. Okay, I think I think it's finally quiet enough outside. I'm so sorry. I sat down to start the stream and the garbage truck came up and it was being really loud right outside my window and it was so rude. And so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna have to let the song play a little longer and wait for it to pass. So, but here we are. Okay, it's time to finish. Where is it? Nope, wrong one. Um, it is time to finish up the Xavier myth. How's everyone doing? Because I am extremely nervous. I've heard a couple things about the myth and how it goes, and so I admit I am very, very nervous. But I'm also interested because I've heard there's stuff about like universe branches and stuff like that and lore. So this should be interesting. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I'm just getting in some drinks of water. So I am prepared. Anvil, glad you're doing well. Thank you for being here. I need to start doing voice warm-ups before these streams, so I'm ready to do all this reading. But, well, this music is decidedly too cheerful for this, let's be honest. But we're gonna go ahead and get started. And it's time for tragedy. Are we all ready? I hope we're all ready, because, here we go. If I could remember which button to hit, that would be great. Okay. Where Stars Scatter, Chapter 5. Following the book's okay, so let me see if I can summarize. So, where are we up to this point? MC was summoned from the cosmic darkness. I want to say the hot white room as an X-Men reference, but I don't think most people would understand that reference, even though I think it's pretty accurate. MC, the cosmic entity that she is, was summoned out of the cosmos to be the chosen one in a fallen world that is full of the dead, where the only living person is Xavier. And she was summoned by the cultists, the cult of Babel, particularly. So I'm side-eyeing Infold going, is that relevant? Are you just pulling religious names, or is that going to mean something? I don't know. We will see. But yes, Xavier accidentally poisoned her with shrooms when making her soup, because apparently he's still clueless. And she is trying to find the tree of life that is supposed to reconnect the fallen world with Philos. I think that's up to date, and so let's get going. Following the book's instructions and using the withered plants as fertilizer, the unnamed blue flower finally shows signs of vitality. It's grown taller since yesterday, and its leaves unfurl with a hale luster. Xavier is trying to grow a flower, and MC is helping, obviously. I'm doing my best, but apparently there's no sunlight in this world. Days pass. Before I know it, it's time for the pilgrimage ceremony. Outside the city wall, Outside the city walls and along the riverside, over 100 tents have been set up. I totally butchered that sentence. Outside the city walls and along the riverside, over 100 tents have been set up. It's to accommodate the thousands of revenants who are here to witness the ceremony. After praying at the monastery, the pilgrims and acolytes descend along the ridge. They carry a blessed lumen flora. The procession covers a long distance. Singing hymns to praise Philos, they walk with careful steps and carry lamps throughout the night. The lights in their hands form another river. They flow through the dark forest and across the swamp. The 36th...
Why do I feel happy and sad?
I really don't know how to answer that question, dude.
We have our faith.
But faith is fragile. It's like a flower or an egg. One careless moment is all it takes to break it.
What's an egg? I can't remember anymore. But it doesn't matter. We'll be returning to Philos.
Moonlight flickers across the mountain ridge as a gentle breeze passes. Dazzling silver robes sway back and forth.
The Chosen One is attending the ceremony. My lady, why did you bring the Mad King with you?
'Cause I'm not going anywhere without someone to look after me. And the Mad King is the perfect bodyguard.
Trying to reform him must be a tiring endeavor, no?
You have no idea. I'm unaware of the new rumors that are circulating the city. I respond with a sheepish smile and lower my voice. Rest assured, he has renounced his old ways thanks to my guidance and spiritual cleansing. The young revenant's expression becomes one of astonishment and admiration. Oh, should probably mention, I made a community post but didn't say it. I was pulling while I was off stream, hashtag sorry not sorry, and I did get the second solar card, which means I have the pair, which means I also have the Xavier companion for battles. So I have the battle companion and his outfit, and I have MC's outfit. Good for me. I gently tug Xavier's sleeve. He glances at me and chooses not to expose my
That's
eye.
wonderful. May Philos prosper under eternity's divine gaze.
Is that Tara just doing a different voice? Why do the Revenants always say weird things? Ready to depart, I pull on Xavier's sleeve, yet he opens his mouth.
What if your eternity's foundation involves sacrificing others?
I think we're getting somewhere.
Nonsense! Philos is the embodiment of eternity, and everyone possesses an immortal soul. Even if some are sacrificed, they're necessary and justified.
Fuck you! That was a total knee-jerk reaction. Fuck you!
How can we fight against the emptiness of time without immortality? How can we explore the universe?
You live your life the way we're supposed to? A thing is not beautiful because it lasts? Ooh, this is getting to me.
Assuming eternity does belong to Philos, then, why did you and the others die?
Yeah.
Unable to refute his argument and intimidated by his sword, the young revenant stomps her foot and storms off. Inside most of the tents set up along the river are statues of Philos' royal You're not supposed to have a double S there. Inside most of the tents set up along the river are statues of Philos' royal family from throughout the ages. They're near the witnesses who are attending the ceremony. These royal statues are crooked and misshapen, their features indistinct. Maybe it's because more revenants have a poor memory. Maybe it's because most revenants have a poor memory. This one is surprisingly lifelike. Its face is too fierce for my liking, however. I approach it and examine the small wooden figurine placed in the back. For some reason, it has a wooden stake in its chest. The last king of Philos, the man responsible for Philos' downfall. An indescribable emotion stirs. I pull out the wooden stake and place the figurine in the brightest, most prominent position at the center of the statue's base. Well, somebody is definitely drinking the Xavier Kool-Aid. But it's not me. I'm sorry. I walk a bit further and more revenants offer me flowers. Despite my attempts to refuse them, I eventually accept each one.
Can you even carry all of these flowers?
I'm gonna make you carry them if you don't shut up. He furrows his brow but still takes the heavy bundles from me. More revenants gather by the riverside. Their singing is so loud that they almost drown out other sounds. Worried we might get separated, he frees one hand to hold mine as we slowly make our way through the crowd. The last king of Philos and the man responsible for Philos' downfall. The beloved king who was eventually despised by all. That's you, yes? We've spent so much time together. His identity is no longer a secret to me. I'm more curious about that queen's story. I want to know what she did. There must be a reason for why everyone is reluctant to speak about her
What do you think happened to her?
I think she was probably killed. Probably sacrificed. He looks at me. Stories about salvation and sacrifice follow the same pattern. Exactly. Some perish, others are saved. Some continue living, and others are forgotten. I suppose she didn't accomplish anything. That's why she was forgotten. Pilgrims pass us as they happily sing hymns about their yearning for light. Xavier watches the group heading towards the riverside. He suddenly speaks to me.
In the beginning, her statues decorated every street. Some were dissatisfied with her conduct, but most adored her.
I'm like 99.99% positive that the Forgotten Queen is MC.
They believed she would be the chosen one who'd lead Philos to its rebirth. She was the key Philos needed to obtain true eternity.
I'm starting to get really pissed off with people who think they deserve eternity. And then?
Are you asking what happened?
Da?
She disappeared. No one knew where she went. For 100 years, the people thought she abandoned them. For the 100 years after that, the people slowly forgot about her.
But you didn't.
Another 100 years passed. Her portraits were burned, and her statues were destroyed. They became the stones that paved the royal capital's plaza. After the king ascended the throne, normalcy returned. Yet nothing could change this planet's fate.
His tone is aloof, yet tinged with scorn. I am interested in the fact that he said this planet, so we are on Philos. I'm fairly certain. I'm waiting for the mind-bendy stuff.
Her sacrifice was nothing more than an insignificant grain in the sands of time.
Well, tell me how you really feel. You're suggesting I shouldn't let my compassion push me into becoming the chosen one. I don't want to be that kind of person, though. I don't plan on saving anyone either. What, do you think I'm being selfish? They're already dead. Even if someone could change everything, that person wouldn't be living.
You were destined to fail as the chosen one, the moment you gave them a modicum of pity.
Interesting. Why do I feel as if you don't have faith in me? As we talk, several small revenants who recognize me hurriedly approach. Holding the lumen flora they picked out, they ask me to help them weave flower crowns. Xavier has an expression that shows he expected this to happen. I sigh and push away the revenants. 1 crown each. Form a line. Modicum of pity indeed. When I look up again, Xavier is already walking away from the lights and chatter. The night wind rustles through the grass as his figure quickly vanishes into the darkness. He always arrives without a sound and leaves in the same manner. His thoughts are impossible to predict. Is he Batman? The ferryman and young king stand by the riverside. They stare at the lights and the singing revenants that the night fog has almost consumed.
You keep her close. Are you afraid she'll recognize you? Or are you afraid she won't?
She won't remember.
Are you sure about that?
It won't be long until the apocalypse arrives. After this pilgrimage ceremony, the river might grow again.
Doomsday and all that jazz, as Silas says.
And it might reach the Tree of Life. Do you want to be a witness to that?
Should they find a method to return, they'll see Philos is no longer the place they imagine it to be.
As the hymn reaches its climax, the boat carrying the pilgrims reaches the center of the river. Amidst solitude and stillness, he turns to look at the elderly man behind him.
Isn't it peaceful when there's no one to ferry?
For us who desperately clung to life until the very end, being trapped here is a punishment.
I have so many questions.
Yet sinners should atone for those who died unjustly. Am I mistaken?
And her? What will you do when she can't continue?
Can't continue what? I still don't know how to make that sound.
At long last, there is something beyond your expectations.
When the time comes, I'll have already made my preparations.
Seeing that he doesn't want to discuss it any further, the ferryman sighs and says nothing.
Don't you owe me 6 fares now, boy?
Your memory is getting worse. It's 7.
Centuries have passed. Yet I've never seen anyone pay your fare except for her. Where to? I won't ask for a coin this time.
His boots tread across the moss dampened with night dew. He heads toward a bustling area with lights and voices. See, now he's just showing off the hair. I'm getting to the point where I think I want my hair that long. I think that's the new goal.
Nowhere. I'm waiting for someone.
I should hope so. The Revenants say this grand ceremony is based on a ritual conducted in the past. It was how the royal family bid farewell to knights before they were sent into battle. I wonder if anyone gave Xavier flowers when he departed as a knight. I rub my sore wrists as I finish weaving the last flower crown. It's for him.
He was scary. When he passed by by my tent and saw me making wooden carvings, he threatened me into making one for him.
My ears perk up when he's mentioned. I walk toward the tents surrounded by the revenants. What did he ask you to carve?
A small wooden figurine of the Chosen One. It's you, my lady.
I knew it. Huh?
Did he pay for it?
He only gave me a gemstone from one of his buttons. Was he trying to flaunt his wealth? Unbelievable.
Ma'am! Shut up! He paid you, and he paid you well. I would probably definitely do an art commission for a gemstone.
He's only pretending to obey you. He'll spend every night cursing you with that wooden figurine.
Well, someone's projecting. Yeah, Anvil is like, only a gemstone! Do you know what I could do with a gemstone? Now, granted, if it's from his button, it's probably a tiny one. But still, like, only a gemstone? Shut up! You ungrateful. That's an exaggeration, don't you think? Strange yet restless emotions stir in my heart. I look around, but I can't see him anywhere. Songs drift from the rustling forest in the distance. As the moon rises to its apex, the pilgrimage ceremony reaches its climax. What is the point of this ceremony? Like, are we getting there yet? Oh yeah, they're sailing to try and find the Tree of Life. Right. The chosen pilgrims drift downstream in small boats. They sail amidst the revenants' cheers and songs. The revenants remove the floral wreaths from their wrists and toss them skyward. There's a shower of light that rains down. Did he leave me behind and return already? For some reason, this scene feels strangely familiar. It's as if there was an even more magnificent celebration in my memory. She won't remember. You sure about that, Xavier? What's happening to me? Pain suddenly pulsates through my heart. It's always the heart. The violent tremors pound against my eardrums as an unbearable force spreads from my chest to my entire body. Everything before my eyes blurs like paint on soaked paper.
Your Highness? Your Highness! Tomorrow is your coronation ceremony.
Fancy.
Starting tomorrow, you'll be the Queen of Philos.
Before my eyes is not Cinderfell, but a magnificent grand palace. It is white as snow and radiant.
For your coronation, he asked for 20 carriages to be filled with fresh flowers. I'm telling you this in secret, so you didn't hear it from me.
Hello, Jeremiah.
The children he hired lined the streets. They cheered and scattered flowers. Some stood along the roadside, others on rooftops.
Anvil, it's Philos. 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 So, I just have to say, for all my talk of like Xavier's not my favorite, he's just not quite my taste, I will say, at least in this version, he knows how to do a romantic gesture.
In the end, the entire square turned into a sea of flowers. Did you see it?
Is this my memory? Are they talking to me? Wild winds sweep through the area and toss aside the already weightless bodies of the revenants. They tightly hold their hoods as they gather around.
It's the
Chosen one!
My lady!
My lady!
Y'all just noticed I'm standing here? Hang on. I put the spelling in the chat, Anvil. Excited, expectant gazes approach me. I try to step back, but these individuals move closer. What did you just call me?
The chosen one! You shall save us, my lady!
Voices assault me from all directions as countless hands grab at my dress, their expressions revealing an urgent zealotry.
Do you remember what Philos was like?
You met the pilgrims in Philos. Did they find happiness? I heard that...
What are they talking about?
Help me! Oh, great Savior! Help me!
What's Philos? Pilgrims? Who am I? Why can't I remember anything? Wait, what just happened? My memories have been burned to a crisp, my mind is a blank slate, and I feel a strangeness unlike anything I've ever known. Anvil, Bride of the Sea God, Chosen One, MC gets around. I go on the belief that it's all alternate timelines. So it's basically whichever one you choose is the canon timeline, but we're just playing them all.
Philos is about to meet its end. We beseech you, your majesty. As the ruler of Philos, you must ensure this planet survives.
I don't like where this is going.
The ether core within your heart can save Philos from destruction.
The Chosen One has exerted herself during the pilgrimage ceremony. Leave her be.
Aw, it's the fucking bishop again. The crowd parts. When I raise my head, I see an elderly man in white robes standing before me. I don't understand why he's smiling. Wary, I step back. She forgot everything.
Take her away.
After he turns and walks elsewhere, a young acolyte immediately runs toward
My
me.
lady, please return to the monastery with me. Wait! Please don't wander off!
I kneel on the moonlight grass and stare at my reflection in the river. The face reflected in the water is unfamiliar. The clothes I'm wearing are unfamiliar. Even the crown on my head is unfamiliar. Within the rippling, blurry reflection, numerous shadows stare back at me.
Come, become one of us.
Is that better or worse than the voice that tells us to devour Silas? Shadowy hands reach up from the water. They pull and tug at my clothes.
Become nourishment, just like us.
The way the actress's voice broke on nourishment was absolutely brilliant. I love that. My thoughts, too, feel as though they're being pulled by countless decaying hands. I'm slowly sinking into a whirlpool.
Why are you here by yourself?
What happened? A white figure appears in the depths of the forest. In spite of the darkness, he's cloaked in a soft light. As soon as he raises his head, I freeze. Several seconds pass before I feel the faint flutter in my throat.
Why are you just staring at me?
Xavier? My memories begin to stir once the first syllable of his name leaves my lips. They slowly flood my mind. This long-lost familiarity seems to transcend time and space. It compels me to run to him and hold him close. But an icy hand from the riverbed tightens its grip. I'm dragged into a bottomless darkness. The group of pilgrims disperses. Only the Lumen Flora lies scattered on the ground.
Your Excellency, will we be able to return?
Worry not. The day when we are welcomed into the light shall arrive.
What the fuck? What is happening? A raging gale churns the river's waters as dark clouds slowly obscure the moonlight along the horizon. In the fog, a boat carrying revenants is swept into a whirlpool. The vessel and its passengers are swallowed. They will never resurface. What the fuck is happening? Okay, I'm gonna take a drink of water. Because I have to. But, my god. Okay, we are going straight into chapter 6. The chorus of voices comes and goes like the ebb and flow of the water. It's close before suddenly becoming distant as it gradually fades into the depths of murky consciousness. When I wake up again, I find myself lying by the riverside. My sleeves are soaked with cold water. Was I unable to remember anything before? Hang on. There we go. Sorry, I had to fix something on the screen. As an outsider, my memories slowly fade just like the revenants. Wait, what? As an outsider, my memories slowly fade away just like the revenants. Oh, shit. Wait, Xavier! I freeze before I sit up and look around frantically. Xavier? No one answers. I stand and start my search. I soon spot a familiar figure in a nearby field of flowers. I'm sorry, I was just pulled into the water by decaying zombie hands, and you're here sleeping?! That is so rude. This is why Xavier is like my least favorite. That and because he messes with my pulse. Xavier! I steady my breathing and stand in front of him. It seems as though he hasn't noticed me. How dare he? Seemingly in a deep slumber, he lies quietly again amongst the flowers. Thin wisps of black mist are wrapped around his body. It's as if the resentment of countless revenants is corroding him. Okay, looks like we've hit climax. His breathing is stable, or at least we've hit Act 3. His chest rises and falls with every breath. He's not injured. Is he actually sleeping? A weight is lifted from my chest. I crouch down beside him and poke the back of his hand. No response. He's always been a light sleeper. He'd sense my presence as soon as I took a step in his direction before, but he seems to have fallen into a defenseless slumber this time. I can't help but lean toward him, to the point where I only need to look down to see his long, soft eyelashes. You're always stern when you're awake, but I'll admit you look cute when you're sleeping. The person you like, the one you want to give flowers to, wouldn't she want to see you smile? I touch the corner of his mouth and imagine what he might look like with a grin. Without realizing it, I start smiling. Did you say my name, or was I imagining it? Xavier. Who exactly are you? I will say this though, the voice actor is very good at those erotic breaths. Deciding to set aside these unanswerable questions, I lie down beside him and touch his hair. The strands are entwined around my fingers, and I begin tying knots, one by one, for him. Next time you give me a cold look, I'll just think of how you're letting me mess with you right now. As if hearing my words, his brow furrows slightly. Keep sleeping if you're tired. He suddenly opens his eyes. Should have kept your mouth shut. I loosen my grip and the half-braided strands of hair escape from my hand. You... Our gazes meet in the darkness. He doesn't speak, instead opting to stare at me for a long, long time. I should probably undo my braid so it can actually dry out. It lasts for so long that questions appear in my mind. Is he trying to confirm something, or is he waiting for something?
You're here.
Where else would I be? Hmm?
I had an incredibly long dream. I followed my teacher into battle, and then I journeyed through the starry sea. When I returned, you were gone.
Oh. His voice is soft and hoarse. It still carries traces of that dreamlike days.
So much happened during those 300 years in your absence. I don't even know where to begin.
Oh, the voice actor is really, really good.
I doubt you want to hear those boring details. Do you remember our little planet? I told you about it before. The wavy leaf sea lavenders grow better there. I brought back some seeds and hoped I could grow them for you.
So the name of that flower, wavy leaf sea lavender? My hand trembles and I feel a sharp pain. The brooch on his chest has pricked my fingertip.
Back then, it was just like this. I thought my intentions were clear. Why didn't you understand them? Maybe I'm the one who's foolish. I should have been more direct from the beginning.
Yes. Please be more direct. He gently holds my finger and carefully wipes away the drop of blood.
When we last saw each other, you said you had feelings for someone. It doesn't matter to me yet.
I think it matters a lot.
Why wasn't that person by your side when you were in danger?
Because he went off somewhere looking for wavy leaf sea lavender.
Forget him.
His persistent gaze stays on me for a long time. I can only nod in response. I don't like him anymore. But I like you. Is that all right? As those words hang in the air, everything suddenly falls silent. Even the wind stops blowing. The night is still, and the flower field is silent. Only the distant waters of the river laps against the shore. Neither of us moves, and I'm trying to think of words that could break the tension. Then he shifts closer to me. Huh? His cool fingertips press against my jawline, and our breaths intertwine. I attempt to create some distance between us. Don't do that.
What's wrong? Am I not allowed to kiss you here?
He lowers his head, his expression indiscernible. All I can feel is his cool breath against my eyelashes.
Of course. Why would you want to see me like this?
The hand at my nape suddenly tightens its grip, and he lowers his head again. Instead of retreating, he stubbornly kisses me. It feels like I'm trapped in a thick, viscous dream. I'm unable to wake up and unwilling to try. The warmth and pressure from his hand seep into my skin. They carry an affection that borders on obsession.
This is my dream. I'm free to do as I please. You're a figment of my imagination, aren't you?
If this is a dream. Well then. As our lips touch, I catch a glimpse of the lumen flora gently swaying. The wind has begun to stir again. Hang on. 1 second. Oh. There's no blush emoji on YouTube. That's dumb. Anyway, that was unexpected. As our lips touch, I catch a glimpse of the lumen flora gently swaying. The wind has begun to stir again. Whew. 3 chapters. The ceremony ended, and those pilgrims were never seen again. The elders in the monastery declared the ritual a success. It was an auspicious sign the Chosen One appeared. The revenants celebrated every night. The city was filled with statues of the Chosen One in all sizes overnight. There was also the tree bark touched by the Chosen One, the tiles the Chosen One stepped on, even the stone the Chosen One supposedly hit her head on after tripping over a branch during her arrival. They were all treated as a sacred gift. The revenants competed with one another to preserve these treasures.
Your baubles are nothing. My hand was touched by the Chosen One herself.
Well, if I did that, I regret it. Upon hearing this, revenants surround him and let out gasps of envious admiration.
You have been blessed. Excellent! We'll chop off your hand and mount it on the city wall, so every passerby can shake it.
Well, that escalated quickly.
You want to cut off the hand that the Chosen One touched? Don't be afraid. We're incapable of feeling pain. Or is your heart not sincere enough? I shall accept any sacrifice if it means I can be a pilgrim.
Religious fanatics, man. What the fuck?
I want to hold it again. Can we hold it again? Hold it again.
After I attended the pilgrimage ceremony, I realized that as an outsider, my memories will slowly fade away too. If I can't return to Philos, I'll eventually be just like those revenants. Yet where did those pilgrims go? Acolytes from the Order of Babel always avoid the question. Does the end of the river truly lead to the tree of life that's mentioned in the prophecy?
Your solution is to follow in their footsteps. You'll see where the supposed sacred path of pilgrimage takes you.
Well, I have to do something, and it's the only lead I have. They say the river doesn't end. If that's the case, then what happened to those pilgrims? They didn't die, but they didn't live either. No one has seen them since. The river silently flows as our ferry glides across the mirror-like black river. A thin mist surrounds us. Come to think of it, if we're measuring how close someone is to the Chosen One, you should have been chosen for the ceremony. Anvil says, berserk influence, and you can't convince me otherwise. I mean, berserk, Dark Souls, well, Elden Ring specifically, and Final Fantasy influences are all over this story. And I love it.
I'm honored.
You ate meals cooked by the Chosen One, held the Chosen One's hands, and even embraced the Chosen One. You also had a heavy makeout session with the Chosen One, but I guess we're not going to mention that. And these eyes or this nose. We're going to go with... Fuck it, we're going to do nose just because I'm curious. This nose has been touched by the Chosen One. He wrinkles his nose and catches my hand.
Breathing the same air as you is the greatest honor.
Ooh, the courtly love vibes. Guess I'm still a sucker for those. These lips have also kissed. Remembering what happened that day, I swallow my words.
You don't want to continue?
You actually don't remember anything. He responds with an expressionless look. Then he turns away, and his voice is unexpectedly tinged with a hint of resentment.
You're the one who doesn't remember anything.
I'm sorry, the way you were talking earlier, I'm pretty sure I got the impression you don't want me to remember, so why are you being petulant about it now? Not wanting to argue, I focus on what's more pressing at the moment. I need to figure out what happened to those revenants. If anything that crosses the waters of the cinders sinks, perhaps the path they sought is there.
How did you get this boat?
I have a boat?
Or rather, how did you convince someone who doesn't accept credit to lend you this boat?
I don't even need to get to the next thing. I'm the fucking Chosen One, Xavier. They want anything I touch. They would be honored if I took their boat. It's a long story. Again, I highly doubt I had to convince anyone. After boarding the ferry numerous times, I gradually became acquainted with the ferryman of the Cinders. Occasionally, when he wanted to rest uninterrupted, I would volunteer to take over. He didn't agree to it at first, and always refused with a cold expression, but as time passed, he eventually let me handle it. When I encountered revenants who wanted to cross the river despite lacking coins, I didn't turn them away. I asked them to tell stories as a form of payment. When he discovered this, he always turned a blind eye. As for his background and why he serves as a ferryman for this river, I've asked him out of curiosity before, but he always refuses to talk about it. Sorry. You know each other?
You can say we're old acquaintances.
Oh, so it's not just that I had a random boat. I literally have the ferryman's ferry. Okay, that makes more sense. Oh, that's what he meant by someone who doesn't accept credit. Which we know is a lie, because the ferryman was telling him earlier that Xavier owes him money. Sounds like they're old acquaintances from Philos. As we gradually sail away from the city, we can see the desolate forest to the west is burning. Acrid gray smoke rises skyward. More revenant knights have been gathering at the edge of the forest, and the strife is becoming more prevalent. Strife? What strife? Strife with who? I need answers! Consumed by resentment, they fight each other with the hatred from when they were alive. Their screams echo amongst the dead branches and fallen leaves. As the bishop foretold, signs of the apocalypse are once again emerging from the ruined city walls.
I was unaware you were skilled at ferrying.
Well, I don't have many options for hobbies in this world. After the bow hits a submerged shoal and spins around several times, he can't bear to watch anymore. He takes the oar from my hands. Okay, I'll be honest. If I tried to do a ferryman's boat, that is probably what would happen. MC is me in that moment. I lose track of time. Black clouds gradually cover the full moon, and the scenery around us grows increasingly dark and desolate. Something's not right. The boat creaks and the river's current becomes turbulent. Startled, ravens fly in all directions. A chill creeps up from the water's surface and latches onto my skin. What is it? Sorry, I took my braid out, but now I have to clip my hair up. It's getting in the way. After passing through a dense fog, the river widens. It's as if we arrived at a boundless sea. Where are we? The waters thrash violently like an untamed beast. The looming threat of danger is palpable.
I don't want this. I don't want to be trapped here.
The name on that is River's Shadow.
Join me. Become part of these dead waters.
I think I'm gonna pass on that. These voices. Where are they coming from?
Wait, don't fall in.
I wasn't planning to. Under the water's surface, countless invisible hands seem to reach up. Hatred pushes them to maliciously toss our boat back and forth. I grip the edge of the boat with all the strength I can muster. Pain pulsates through my chest without warning. Anvil, be gone, thought. My vision blurs. It's as though invisible hands are squeezing my heart. Oh, we know those golden threads. The inky black water transforms into countless golden veins. I could almost believe streams of energy were flowing downward. I feel awful. It's like my strength is being drained away.
Watch out.
The increasingly violent currents strike our boat. The river's surface discards its serenity and transforms into a massive whirlpool. At that moment, I'm like a seed. I'm plunged into a darkness unknown to all. When I open my eyes again, I find myself curled up in a warm embrace. Our capsized wooden boat somehow glides smoothly along the riverbed. Mist reminiscent of a veil accompanies us. I can hear the rapids and foam washing over sharp reefs, but I can't see the dangerous shallows. On the other side of the river, there are too many S's in that. On the other side of the river, Cinder's Fell's shores fade from view, and despite being underwater, I can feel the moist air. The current gradually calms. Our boat continues to move along the dark underwater passage from a time before finally... The current gradually calms. Our boat continues to move along the dark underwater passage for a time before finally hitting a shallow bank. Xavier steps onto the shore first. Then he turns and helps me stand.
Careful now. If you fall in, you won't be able to float back up.
Yeah, I was getting that impression. Thanks, Xavier. Despite the fact the water here barely reaches my ankles. Why are there blue sparks? What do the blue sparks mean? The cave before us seems endless. Strange blue particles of light float in the air. Warm and bright, they feel oddly familiar. I can almost believe this energy was once part of me. A profound realization washes over me. Perhaps this is the sacred path of pilgrimage, the road that returns to Philos. Hang on, I'm trying to collect my thoughts. The archives of the Order of Babel's... The archives at the Order of Babel's monastery had records of a certain Philosian legend. It spoke of a mysterious cave that was connected to the center of the planet. Could this be the cave that connects Philos and Cindersfell?
You have quite the imagination.
It's not imagination. Stop trying to throw me off. The sound of flowing water gradually fades behind us as we venture deeper. The further we go, the more the scenery unfolds before us. Look at these light particles. They keep increasing in number and brightness. Perchance the pilgrims who disappeared found themselves in this place. As the words leave my lips, an enormous, monstrous skeleton appears. Bodies lie on the shore. They're still frozen in the position they were in for their final moments. These monsters.
They're wanderers. These creatures once roamed Philos before it was destroyed.
The gleam of a blade flashes, and the bone-white remains dissolve into energy particles before dissipating.
They were devoured by those monsters before they could escape.
You know something, yet you're unwilling to share it. He remains silent before turning away. His cloak billows out behind him.
If we could actually return to Philos, what will you do? Aside from finding your name.
I haven't thought about it yet. Is there anything you'd like me to do for you? Should I meet with someone on your behalf?
No.
The path splits in two, and for some reason I can sense the energy emanating from deep within the cave. I take his hand and keep walking. We need to discuss a certain matter. When I return to Philos and rebuild it, I promise to fairly evaluate your merits and shortcomings. Oh, this is teasing. I'll start with revising the historical texts. The historians abandoned their duties and wrote pure fantasies.
And then?
I'll traverse the starry sea, or I'll ascend the throne. Maybe I can ascend the throne, become Philos' new leader, and lead it back to its former glory. It's a jest, but he stops in his tracks and looks at me with a serious expression.
That crown is very heavy.
I know. Is it heavier than the one on your head?
Yes.
I see. In that case, I'll disregard this option. Being treated as a savior and having those revenants place their hopes on me, their gazes are already heavy. If the worst happens, as in I can't find anyone who remembers me and I'm unable to stay in Philos, staying with you would be nice. I keep those words to myself as I look at him.
It's all right. The starry cosmos has many places you could visit. Take, for example, a beautiful little planet.
I hear strange clicking beneath our feet. We look down at the same time. There's a deathly pale wrist encased in crystals. Akin to veins, dark red vines are wrapped around a rib cage. The delicate roots of eerie flowers penetrate hollow eye sockets. That's...
Look over there.
In the distance, a twisted tree looms. It isn't a real tree, but one formed by countless crystallized skeletons. They're stacked and entangled with one another. I just pictured the bone churches that they have in Europe. Their twisted forms are similar, for they step on those beneath them in a futile attempt to reach something on high. Thin veins ensnare the crystallized remains. Together they form a thick, trunk-like structure that's deeply embedded in the planet. That's... 1,000 horrified thoughts flood my mind. This is the Tree of Life. It's a tree made from corpses. I've never seen these people before, yet I recognize their clothing as garments that belong to Philos. Each and every one of their expressions are filled with despair and terror. They're like souls in the depths of hell who are seeking salvation. Were these Philosians trapped here? Why?
Philos is an artificial planet.
Oh boy. Okay, let me adjust. I have a feeling I'm gonna need to be properly seated for this. Oh boy, this is... He suddenly speaks.
Their pretense of eternity depends on an energy source called a protocore.
Protocore? Familiarity washes over me again, and for some reason, a sadness surfaces.
The planet found itself on the verge of collapse after its energy was depleted. However, the most scholarly elder in the royal capital had a solution. The royal family discovered an uninhabited area with a chaotic protofield in Starfall Forest. It was located in the southern region of the planet.
Okay, we've heard the word Starfall Forest before in XAVIER'S branch that I played last week. It's amazing how well I timed that. I did not do it on purpose. But yeah, the villain in XAVIER'S branch created a hallucination, close enough, of Starfall Forest. And we discovered that XAVIER is extremely afraid of it and whatever happened there.
Deep within that forest is a cave. It leads directly to the heart of the planet. So long as humans were thrown into that cave, the planet's energy would never be depleted.
That's what I was afraid of.
Like the people who thought this system was justified, the planet possessed an insatiable greed.
He looks at those crystals that can no longer be called human.
They're the victims who were used as fuel.
Did anyone escape and live to tell the tale? I look at XAVIER, but I already know the answer in my heart.
No.
He starts walking again, moving past the tree as he continues forward.
Those who defied orders and went to investigate disappeared after entering the cave.
The number of sacrifices required inevitably increased. No one would willingly sacrifice themselves for the planet unless there was a good reason.
Thus, the royal family came up with a plan to cover up their crimes. They no longer kept the sacrifices secret. They used honor to disguise it and called it a pilgrimage.
Well, that's the least surprising shit I've heard this story.
To maintain a false eternity, they needed to weave lies one after another. Every member of the royal family had to bear the burden of perpetuating these lies.
You were the one who ended it? He shakes his head.
Ironically, the one who did that wasn't even remembered.
Oh, it was me. Although our surroundings are quiet, I can almost hear everyone's desperate cries for help as they faced death.
Now you know the truth. Do you still consider Philos your homeland?
The chosen one, my lady!
My footsteps falter. I look down and I'm greeted with eyes filled with absolute terror. That outfit. He's a pilgrim from that day. Tiny crystals, seemingly alive, spread from the youth's
The
palm.
pilgrimage is a lie. It will never lead us to Philos, or a source of nourishment for the cinders. The waters, they grow without end. Only then will it reveal the true path. You are the last one it needs, my lady. You can lead us back to Philos, yes, my lady?
Sorry, I don't even know what to say to that. He kneels before us and presses his forehead to the ground.
Why won't you save us? You traitor!
Traitor!
Watch out.
Xavier wraps his arm around my waist and pulls me back. His sword draws a black and golden arc. It rushes forward and slices the figure's waist. The pilgrim, who transformed into a wanderer, falls to his knees. He prostrates toward the tree as if he's worshipping it. The crisis had passed, and the lie behind the pilgrimage was exposed. Yet I know that we can never return to Philos. Anvil says, and there's a Guts reference. Fill me in? After we return, we seemingly have an unspoken agreement to not discuss that path of pilgrimage. Because we're not going to get any more romance in here if we do. All those memories of Philos are nothing more than obsessions about past illusions. Was I one of those sacrifices? And if I was necessary, then no one remembered me. Yet after learning all this, I surprisingly find myself at ease.
Have you thought about your plans for the future? Assuming you can't return to Philos.
I mean, where the fuck am I supposed to go? I'll stay here for now. Tomorrow's problems can wait until tomorrow. At least, I'm free at the moment. And it says just the general vibes, darkness, demons, etc. Yeah. The small boat sways gently on the river's surface. For some reason, tonight's moonlight seems especially bright.
Here.
He grabs my wrist and places a small object in my hand. Is this a gift?
Yes. It's a special protocore. A trinket from Philos. It may be a fragment, but you'll find a use for it.
Are you sure it's not a small stone or pebble? Ah, you're trying to make me feel better.
You can see it like that if you like.
All right, the shiny pebble is mine now. Although I want his flowers more, this is the first gift he's given me. I decide to accept the rock after mulling over it. I lie down on the bottom of the boat and recall a similar tranquility had accompanied our first boat ride. Back then, I accidentally touched his reflection and saw his past. I tried again at a later date, but I failed. An impulse to try again takes hold of me. The moon rises light, pierces the slender tree trunks, and illuminates his reflection on the water's surface. When he isn't looking, I touch his reflection on the river. This time I saw him standing with his back to me, surrounded by an endless sea of flowers. As darkness gradually covers the land and stars fill the sky, he places a cluster of light blue flowers before a tombstone.
This is a beautiful place, and I've always wanted to bring you here, but I never had the chance. I couldn't find you, and I didn't know if you'd like the scenery here. I'm sorry.
His voice softens as his fingers slowly trace over the engraved text on the tombstone. Song, the first queen of Philos, her name shines quietly like the stars. Everlasting, it shall never fade. The name I've long forgotten comes flooding back. That's kinda silly, because he used my name earlier. Oh, but I guess it was only in a moment of distress. Interesting. The forgotten queen was me this entire time. Oh my god, only 2 more chapters. I've seemingly grasped a crucial thread as forgotten memories begin to surface. Xavier is the king who succeeded me after I disappeared. The truth is right before my eyes. This place isn't so different from Philos, or rather, places where humans exist are very similar to one another. But if I've been in the heart of the planet for years, then what did Xavier experience? Why is he even here? Little by little, I pieced together the truth from the forgotten tombstones scattered across Cinder's Fell. The story continues. While I was gone, my knight traversed the starry sea. My knight put on that dust-covered crown. My knight became their king. It's the most magnificent coronation ceremony in the history of Philos.
May Philos prosper under eternity's divine gaze. Long live the king! May Philos prosper under eternity's divine gaze. Long live the king!
His decisions and achievements sent echoes throughout the cosmos, enduring the test of time that had spread far and wide. The people gathered in the square, bathed in the sun's brilliant radiance. They danced to the rhythm of drums and wind instruments until midnight. Only when the radiant moon hung high, its light making the city walls the color of bones, did he finally leave the courtyard. Oh, it's the throne before all the swords were added. Still wearing white coronation robes, the king removed his crown. Akin to a god's merciful gaze, moonlight poured through the dome and washed over him. Oh, the imagery! Did he sleep well? What happened in his dream? I don't think he slept.
I miss you so much.
Here comes the fall. After that, my knight picked up his sword. Monsters and rebels fell one after another to his blade. A new world order was established. Following centuries of war and chaos, Philos was ushered into a dreamy golden age. They adored and praised him. The ballads spoke of his wisdom and brilliance. All knights swore their loyalty to him. He was given the title Sentinel of the Stars. Yet in the end, they stormed his castle and held swords to his throat. Well, isn't that just the way it goes? Knowledge was lost, the world order crumbled, and war raged endlessly. He sat on his throne as a prisoner. Alone, he bore the weight of his crown. This was the downfall of Philos, and the story of his life. Horseshoes shatter the monastery gates for the 14th time, yet the acolytes still panic.
What have you done to the river?
The bishop dismisses everyone and closes the door, his ashen face displaying anger. I'm trying to figure out if this is current or if we're still in the flashback.
You've discovered all our secrets. Royal blood flows through our veins. You, of all people, should understand that the planet will perish once we lose the protocore. The people of Philos will be unable to achieve eternity. Whether it's in the Philos of a bygone era or this city, the answer is still the same. The waters of the cinders and the planet's core can open the gateway to Philos, so long as they're nourished, of course. Whether it's these revenants or our queen, they're all...
I knew I didn't like him. Like, that wasn't hard. He's just oozing awful. But I knew I didn't like him.
Hasn't your tongue done enough lapping?
You want to kill me?
Yes.
The guilty must atone for their sins.
The tip of a sword is pressed against the bishop's throat. He steps back and looks up to meet a cold, stern gaze.
Have we truly sinned? You dare to claim the kings of Philos were free of sin?
I highly doubt he would make that claim.
Those moronic subjects were asleep. They were obedient, and they wouldn't scream a thing. But you woke them up and told them there were no deities to look up to and no roads forward. Don't you deserve death?
What the fuck?
Open your eyes. The chance to save Philos is within our grasp, and yet you want to destroy it again.
I'm sorry, as Raphael said about Lemuria, a civilization that is built on the sacrifice of others does not deserve to live.
The planet can die. Let it all return to naught. A world that can only survive through sacrifice should have never existed in the first place.
Oh, I didn't even have to quote Raphael. Xavier said the thing. Which, like, he's not wrong. They're both right. I wonder what the developers are trying to say with this theme. I'll have to think on that.
You can't bear to see her die again. That queen you failed to protect.
Well, yeah, that's how love works, you monster.
Her heart nourishes those poor revenants in the river, and it's our most precious sacrifice to the heart of the planet.
Okay. With the guy in Tears of Ramiro, I was like, take the trident, take him to the rocks in the river, take the trident, stab it through his chest, and leave him there for the gulls. This guy, I just want to strangle this guy. Nothing fancy. Just strangle.
If we throw her into the cinders before the last full moon, we can return to Philos once more.
Bullshit.
So many have already been sacrificed. She's been sacrificed once before. What's wrong with sacrificing her again?
Everything!
You were the crown prince of Philos. I'll let you be the king.
Your tired rhetoric never changes. This time, we'll find out if it's your call or mine.
The planet needs nourishment if it is to survive. Both you and her are suitable for that role. If you want her to live, you know the price you must pay.
He looks so irritated. I love it. Moonlight bathes the forest in a silver-gray hue. Some windows in the distant city remain brightly lit. This is the first time he stopped to listen to the Revenant's songs ever since this false world came into existence. If there is a God out there, please hear my wish. May my death not be meaningless. Should our prayers be answered, we willingly surrender our freedom to a false faith. What the fuck? That is too on the nose, man. Night falls, and the revenant's hymns tremble with the rustling leaves. Moonlight appears dimmer compared to before. In the garden, that single wavy leaf sea lavender remains exposed under the moonlight. A lot of time has passed, yet the flower still hasn't bloomed.
Yes.
Is it because there's no light? No light, no blue eyes. I never knew daylight could be so violent. He nods.
It needs to be somewhere with light.
Is your horse truly nameless? He thinks for a few seconds, and his voice is certain this time.
Shadowbind.
And you said Silas was edgy, and you called Silas an edgelord.
I only thought of it now.
With a new name, Shadowbind tosses his head and neighs loudly. I try to stroke his mane. He nuzzles my palm this time.
After our first horseback ride, he disappeared because he was tired. Do you want him to take you on another ride along the riverside?
I accept his offer, and so we leave the castle. With moonlight as our guide, Shadowbind brings us down the mountain. The castle and mountains disappear behind us. Wind races through our hair, and dry branches sweep past our ears. We ride past burial grounds and abandoned cities. Fireflies sparkle between blades of grass, and the frost-white mountain paths wind beneath us under the moon. Shackles, boundaries, cities, and fate itself are left behind in this rush of wind. We race into the night as it deepens and charge toward the boundless horizon. Well, we know that's not gonna last. We pull Shadowbind's reins as the moon rises. We sit side by side in a field of flowers near the riverside. I tear blades of grass into pieces and drop them into the water one by one. Some sink and others are blown away by the wind. When he notices I've entangled the ends of his hair around a flower stem, he doesn't get angry. He slowly untangles it instead. A moment later, he plucks a blade of grass and tickles my cheek with it as if to punish me. Time passes. He takes my wrist and puts a small bracelet woven with lumen flora on it. It's tight. Are you afraid I'll get lost?
Yes.
You know what? At least he's honest. The mountain wind is cold. The stream's water and moonlight spread out to create a silvery gray glow that rests on his shoulders. My eyes are half closed when I rest my head on his lap. It's so comfortable that I almost fall asleep. Who were you planning to give that flower to?
You.
So, the trailers for the last couple myths have given away that, MC dies in the end. And people complain about that. But I think I said this with Tears of Ramiro, too. Knowing that it's coming, knowing that this is going to be a tragedy, and knowing how it ends, just makes it so much worse when we get moments like this, where we know it's coming, and we know this is going to be one of the last moments they get to spend together. I froze for a second. I hadn't told him my memories were coming back, but a thought started to form. Maybe Xavier had known who I was all along, you think? But I didn't know why he kept it from me, or what he'd really been through after I left. Excuse me. The past was like those rusted swords hidden in the flowers. left behind and forgotten. I remember the sword once wielded was reminiscent of moonlight. I remember the sword he once wielded was reminiscent of moonlight. It's just like him. Do you know how to use a certain kind of sword, Xavier?
Why do you ask?
I grab 2 rusty swords from the grass and toss one to him. It's nothing. I realized we haven't even sparred once. Using identical swords makes our duel fair.
All right.
I don't think that's how that works, but okay. First move, second move.
Your strikes are too slow.
Yet I still managed to block your attack. 10th move, 20th move. These techniques are all too familiar. He extends his fingers, slides his hand down along my blade, and strikes my wrist. A tingling numbness shoots through my wrist, and I almost drop my sword. You...
Stay focused when you spar.
21st, 25th.
Who taught you that?
Probably you. He's distracted. His sword spins through the air after being knocked away. I press the advantage and rush forward. I ram my shoulder into him. Grass scatters and fireflies swirl into chaotic spirals of light as he stumbles. Unexpectedly, he falls onto a flower bed. The tip of my sword pierces the soil near his face. The duel ends with me as the victor. I suppose the prophecy was correct. Xavier, I truly am destined to defeat you. A deal is a deal. This city is now under my control. Instead of struggling, he calmly tilts his head to the side and places his palm over my sword hand.
I remember you saying you'd stand by my side. If that's the case, then our swords should be pointing in the same direction.
Well,
You still haven't told me who taught you that move.
are you jealous, Xavier? Aside from the fact I know you are the most jealous of all the love interests. You're jealous of yourself. Dissatisfied with my evasive answer, he brings that up again. I don't know. If you've never seen it before, then I can only guess it's unrelated to you. He raises his hand, and his fingertips almost touch the blade. He turns his wrist. Before I can react, he flips our positions. Holding my wrist, he pins me down. Xavier, our duel is already ended.
You didn't say we should stop, so it wasn't over yet.
Instead of backing away, he leans in. His nose almost brushes against my face.
I taught you that move.
I knew it. You said You said our swords should be pointing in the same direction.
I also said that soft-hearted individuals cannot become a ruler.
He's not wrong. I should have gone all out.
Can I claim my prize now?
I push him away. I'm about to stand when a kiss suddenly lands on my forehead.
You'll hit me if I do that? I'll do it more often then. I won't fight back.
On the way back, he carried me on his back in silence, his figure seeming to hold up the entire night around us. He's willing to tell me stories about his past this time. So, how wonderful was this forgotten queen?
Very.
Maybe you're the only one who thinks so.
Many of Philos's myths and stories exist because of her. She issued an order that forbade anyone from entering that man-eating forest. She offended the entire Council of Elders.
I'm sorry. Why did it offend people to make a rule about not entering the man-eating forest? Sacrificing yourself is a simple matter. Bearing condemnation while walking into darkness is not. Perhaps the Mad King who's condemned by all is the person who can save Philos. Remembering the rumors I'd heard from those little revenants, I gently tapped him on the shoulder. A book said he refused every marriage proposal sent his way. Is that true?
What do you think?
I think it's absolutely true. Holding back a smile, I run my fingers through his hair. I mess it up before slowly combing my fingers through it to make it neat again. If this tree of life doesn't exist, will all of us be unable to return? I catch a glimpse of fleeting sadness in his eyes this time. If everything must fade away, then I wish I could stay in this moment forever. We returned to my room after walking through the moonlit corridor. The firelight gradually dims, its last embers casting a gentle glow on his peaceful expression. He leans down and kisses my forehead once more.
Don't overthink it. Rest. You'll feel better soon enough.
I don't think that's true.
And when you open your eyes, you might realize this was all just a dream.
My eyelids feel as heavy as lead. I'm sleepy. Yet why isn't Xavier going to bed? Has he never felt exhaustion before? Good night. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes. We'll see each other tomorrow.
Why does that sound so ominous?
I recognized you the moment I saw you. When you return to Philos and see I'm not there, will you be angry that I deceived you again? There's a spaceship docked at the northern edge of Starfall Forest. It should still be working. Coordinates have already been inputted into the navigation system. You can leave if you want. It'll take you to that beautiful little planet.
When I wake up again, I feel a boat swaying beneath me. I'm alone. An elderly ferryman sits at the stern. There's a dull ache in my heart and my memory is a blur. I don't know who I am or where I came from. I look around. The river, cave, rocky shores. Everything is unfamiliar to me. Where am I? Who are you? I look at the ferryman. I feel like I know him, but I can't remember who he is.
Once you cross the boundary between life and death, the rest of the journey is yours to walk alone.
What? For some reason, I'm clutching an oddly shaped fragment. It emits a faint glow and responds to the energy flowing from my heart. The boat enters a narrow cave passage. The sound of water droplets echoes and strikes my ears. Before long, the boat gently runs aground. It rests at the shore before a hazy halo of light. Everything is immersed in this soft, gentle radiance. Motionless, I stand where I am. I cannot suppress the feeling that behind the light lies an invisible force. It's drawing me in. The faint sound of the wind approaches from a distance as if it's coming from the entrance to another world. Will respond. When my palm touches the light, a blinding radiance surges like the tide to engulf me. We found it. When I open my eyes, I find myself in an unknown place. There is no sky above and no earth under me. The world floats in a sea of consciousness. The air is moist and seemingly flowing with life. I can almost believe I'm positioned at the end of a circulatory system that's making its way back around. What is that? Countless fine veins of light extend from a main trunk, their rhythmic flow resembling the breathing of a large organism. It's a beautiful, enormous tree.
Go a little further ahead, and you can return to where everything began.
Who are you?
Our fates are similar, and yet they are different. I sensed your presence when you entered the heart of the planet.
The heart of the planet. I feel like I know that place very well.
You must be feeling very confused right now.
I mean, just a little huge bit.
Wherever there is light, the shadow must follow, and together they'll coexist. Likewise, Cinder's Fell is the shadow of Philos. It is also a failed possibility that continues to expand.
So Cinder's Fell is heading towards its destruction too? Why am I here then?
Just like how you saved Philos, you possess the power to save the city of Revenants.
The city of the dead? Old memories wash over me. I sat on the throne and waited for a long, long time, but my knight never returned to me. They told me the only way to save this planet is for me to walk into the heart of the planet. But if I willingly became nourishment for Philos, then why do I still feel pain and loneliness? Was I not prepared to be sacrificed? Was I waiting for someone to find me? But this time I refuse to repeat the same mistake. I refuse to be Philos' salvation, and I refuse to be everyone's hope. The chosen... These are very important climactic lines, and I'm messing them up. How dare I? The Chosen One is nothing more than a tool for selfish people who want to keep their immortality. Be it in Philos or in this city of revenants, it's all the same.
You are correct. Philos' destruction cannot be prevented. There was once a king. When he was still a knight, he reached the same conclusion. To truly save those trapped in eternity, one must return to the correct divergence point and create new possibilities. The current Cinder's Fell is but a false branch. It's a tributary destined to run dry.
Are you talking about going back in time? When is the correct divergence point? She lets out a soft sigh.
The two of you chose different methods to save the planet. Neither was right nor wrong. But salvation should never be achieved through sacrifice. The path of backtracking is dangerous. Success is far from guaranteed.
I remember him bidding me farewell in the empty palace. His lonely figure walked away from the royal court. From that moment, the two of us and the planet we inhabited created different tributaries of fate.
The ether core within you shares the same origin as this planet. Its power is from the depths of the cosmos. The protocore will mend the fractures in this world and allow that eternal city to become a reality.
I don't like that idea.
Before its power is depleted, it can grant you one last choice. You can return to the divergence point he created, or remain in this false Philos. Everything is in your hands this time. However, I must warn you, if you choose to return to the past, this world will immediately collapse.
On one hand, that doesn't sound like a bad thing. On the other hand,
Philos' fate might find a new hope, or it will march toward irreversible destruction once more. Even you shall become an unknown variable. Have you decided?
I still don't even entirely understand the decision I have to make. This is a lot of pressure to put on a girl. Good. The game doesn't actually give me a choice. I want to go back. In the boundless passage of time, eternity is nothing but stagnation, and existing in such a state is meaningless. More importantly, Xavier shouldn't be trapped in that darkness. The light fades, and I feel my body becoming solid again as I return to the entrance of the cave. I come to my senses and look at my hands. They're gradually becoming transparent. Does that mean this world is collapsing? Anvil says, I'm just a girl, right? I'm just a girl. Why am I making these world-changing decisions? The ferryman waits silently at the cave entrance. Only when he sees me emerge does he smile.
Go. You've made your decision, and I'm certain it's the best one.
Well, I'm glad someone has faith in me.
My dear child, I have always been proud of you, and you've been through so much. As your teacher, I owe you an apology.
What now? I stare at the old man's familiar face, yet I can't remember who he is. He says nothing else. He hugs me before giving me his oar. Wait! He doesn't stop, nor does he look back as he walks into the river. The waters lap the shore and wash away his last footprints. The small boat rocks back and forth as it sails along the inky black river. Acting as my guide, the glowing orb of light that was hanging from the bow vanishes once the boat docks. Shadowbind anxiously paces back and forth along the riverside. He calls out to me when he spots me. Are you going to take me to him? Shadowbind stomps his hooves before galloping off with me on his back. We're heading to Cinder's Fell. In these final moments, I must be by his side. No matter what happens, we'll stand together. Oh, fuck. Okay, last chapter. We're running long, but we're just gonna go with it. The wind sweeps across the wasteland. The sky is drenched in a blood-red light. In the distance, battle standards lie in the mud. Revenant knights stagger between mountains of corpses. No one knows when the horns of war sounded. On this night, soaked in unnaturally bright moonlight, the revenants are reminded of the great battle that destroyed Philos. The king who destroyed Philos is the sinner who destroyed eternity.
You decided to face me alone. Shall we make a bet? Let's see if these people you're trying to save, in spite of your tainted reputation, believe in you or me. O survivors of Philos, your former king has rendered your sacrifices meaningless!
Okay, sword through the heart. Now sword, heart, now. Hordes of revenants walk. They drag their stumbling feet as they approach the city walls step by step. Broken arrows and spears lie scattered on the ground. Meanwhile, he's encircled by thousands of revenants. Countless spears are thrust toward him. Countless blades slash him. The revenants have been consumed by their hatred and despair for too long. They need a living sacrifice to pay the debt they owe to the dead. Yet Cinder's Fell was never meant to exist. It doesn't belong to the living or the dead. The light blade that once protected the kingdom has transformed into the dark blade that slays the dead. Before its collapse, he entrusted the Protocore to me, along with Philos' last chance of survival. From that moment, I was the only person who could access the divergence point and return to Philos. Yet he would remain trapped within this madness in eternity's embrace, until the apocalypse arrives. The massive sword roars as it slashes and cuts. It impales one revenant soldier after another as they lunge toward him. However, the revenants slowly realize the blade that once struck fear into them can no longer reduce them to ashes. What? Silence lasts for a moment. Then they erupt into a frenzy. Oh, shit. That sword is no longer the arbiter of death. They cannot be destroyed. There's no need to be afraid. I don't like this and I would like to go home. They celebrate, they howl, they surge like a wave toward the lone figure who still stands with a sword. Xavier! He turns his head, his gaze passing the flames and smoke of battle. When he makes eye contact, surprise appears on his face.
How did you...
What did you do, Xavier? Why did you think I'd go somewhere without you? I spur Shadowbind through the revenant horde. Without any hesitation, I charge toward him. As our paths intersect, I lean down and grasp his wrist. I pull him up behind me in one swift motion. I'm the one holding his hand this time. As our powers resonate, light swiftly coalesces and forms into a blade. Streams of light wind along the back of the blade. Power surges and boils between our palms. Before the revenants can lunge toward us, I grab his hand. Together we raise the sword once more. The two swords of the stars were always meant to point in the same direction.
Now you two remember, you can die together.
I don't like him.
Philos doesn't need traitors. May you have an audience with eternity.
The way his voice has just become more corrected. The great sword delivers a mighty slash. The wind howls and the very fabric of reality shifts. Amidst violent tremors, a rift splits open the sky. Countless golden rays rain down and slice the dark clouds like sharpened blades. Philos' apocalypse shall descend at long last.
The light! It's the light! It's the sun!
We've returned to Philos, our salvation!
The sunlight is akin to a torrential downpour after a long drought. Delirious with joy, the revenants raise their heads and race toward a small hill Again, the most climactic lines. Delirious with joy, the revenants raise their heads and race toward a small hill formed by piles of armor. They're desperate to be the first one to touch the light. Yet it is so dazzling and brilliant that it's impossible to look at. The revenants are forced to close their eyes. The black armor covering their bodies starts to crack. It happens once, but then there's another crack, and a third crack appears. Crystals rapidly spread across the skin that's touched by light. They reach their shoulders, chests, and arms.
It burns!
Monster! I've become a monster!
You think?
No! This is a wanderer!
Is this the price they have to pay? Their faith that's forged from lies, a pilgrimage built upon flesh and blood, all of it leads to even more absurd death. The overwhelming flood of light knocks them down and breaks them. In the distance, atop a pile of armor, a lone figure remains. He sways as if he's about to fall, yet he struggles to stay upright.
The eternity of Philos! It cannot! It cannot!
That body, which channeled the power of countless revenants, is like an arrow at the end of its flight. However, it stubbornly maintains a massive spectral form. In his despair, he turns only to see a light blade tear through the heavens. It rushes toward him with an overwhelming force. Light blades devour heaven and earth. Time seems to freeze in this moment. Then, there is silence. Shadowbind, who's beneath me, vanishes. As I'm about to fall onto the sharp spears below, a hand grabs me. Xavier! The radiance of the sun and the moon emanates from his body, yet the heavy blade in his hand can no longer be lifted. The world falls into silence. Only he and I remain. He kneels beside me. He silently looks at me. He opens his mouth as if he's trying to speak, but he can't utter a single word. I realize it's the first time he's said my name since I arrived in this world.
It's been a long time.
He wipes away the tears from the corner of my eye, yet more replace them at a quickening rate. I don't understand how he can laugh while saying those words. The most important person in my life left me for a faraway place. I thought he would never return. The days we spent apart grew longer than the days we stood side by side.
Was this your choice?
I shake my head, then I nod. He doesn't actually know my decision.
Good. The choice you made must be the best one.
Again, I'm glad someone has faith in me. Lumen Flora petals mingle with ashes and float into the sky, dyed by twilight. Our story is coming to an end.
You said my shoulder was cold and a hard pillow, and yet you slept for so long. Do you like this one?
I do like it, but
You have a unique way of showing affection.
I'm just testing how it feels in the moment. Don't hurt the flower.
Nimble and light when you hold it. It's perfect for your skill level. It managed to strike the crown, has good durability, and is good as a sword.
Daisy and I were joking last time about, like, does he sleep in the crown? So seeing him take it off here is, oh, the symbolism. The sword is well made, but the storm has passed. In this world filled with sunlight and flower fields,
We don't need it. Looks like you've been enchanted. You miss it already?
of course not.
My hand would look weird if it's not holding a sword. But now, you gave me the best answer.
looks like a
The
little
sunlight
bird's
and
tail.
flowers are too peaceful. We could use a lively friend.
Sorry. Ah. If we only have one bird, it might fly away when it's too energetic. And there's two of them. They'll be attached to each other.
Once they're used to caring for each other, they'll never be apart.
Oh. Bollier du. Your face is so cold.
The sun is coming out. We won't be cold for much longer. We'll always be together.
Zay, why do the knights always say, "May Philos prosper under eternity's divine gaze"? Is it because we have very, very long lives?
In Philos' oldest historical records, eternity doesn't refer to one's lifespan, but rather the stories of humanity. These tales are told by both the living and the dead. The living gather the embers left by those who have passed away. The footsteps of the dead echo in the dust. Their stories shall be recited by poets and told by travelers around a campfire. When their names are spoken once more, only then will their unfulfilled ambitions, unexpressed love, and unsolved mysteries transform into stories that are passed down for generations. And to endure the test of time can be seen as a divine miracle.
Anvil says, ow.
Eternity has always been about stories that can immortalize humanity's joys and sorrows.
As soon as I let go of his hand, the world is released from some kind of constraint. Everything begins to move backward. My consciousness is plunged once more into that familiar darkness. But a beam of warm light gently lifts my body. In the rapidly flowing river of time, I witness many miracles I've never seen before. A tree learns to stand again from the scorched earth. A bird breaks free from the mud and takes flight. All the wilted flowers with faded colors return to the hands of knights rushing to meet their beloved. Tiny life regrows in the magnificent tapestry of fate. Time radiates outward with countless pathways leading back to the past, until everything slows down once more. At the very last moment, I hear a gentle voice speak.
Thank you for choosing him.
Move forward. Royal Capital Lawn, spring. Outside the castle, the sky is clear and the air is crisp. The surrounding landscape sits in silence. The skylark's song drifts down from above. This day is no different from yesterday, just like countless other days that have slipped away in Philos. A small boy kneels amongst the wildflowers. He struggles to lift a sword that's taller than
You
himself.
had a selection of weapons presented before you. Why did you choose the sword?
It suits me.
This is young Xavier, apparently. Philos' royal family has always upheld a tradition of honing martial prowess. Throughout all his training, Throughout all his training, he showed a strong aptitude for swordsmanship. It's as if he was born with those nimble, graceful techniques already ingrained in his heart. In less than a month, he surpassed the older students who were training for a year.
They say that once a knight takes the sword, they must shoulder the responsibility of protecting Philos.
She slightly bends down and looks into the child's somewhat bewildered eyes. She smiles while stroking his wind-tousled
Is
hair.
that the kind of person you want to be?
He follows his mother's gaze toward the corridor. It's lined with shining golden portraits of past Philosian kings.
Should I?
Predetermined answers aren't what makes us human. It's about embarking on a journey to find answers, even when you already know them. Even I don't know what kind of person you should become.
Where can I find that answer?
She holds his hand for a moment. Then she lets go and leans down to straighten his wind-ruffled collar.
Go to the paths you've walked, the people you've met, and the very depths of your heart. The farther you travel on your journey, the closer you are to that answer.
The young boy nods. He sort of understands.
When that time comes, will I know why I'm supposed to wield a sword?
Yes. However, a sword is still a weapon. It can and will harm others. Knights wield swords for their king, and kings wield swords for their country. You shall have peace in your heart only when you wield your sword for the choices you've made of your own free will.
Royal capital outskirts, summer.
A field trip to a nearby star system? Who came up with that excuse?
He did.
I did.
All of us did.
I don't sense a hint of remorse from any of you. Face the wall and reflect on your actions. Xavier, come here.
Yes, sir.
Was Traceback 1 your idea?
I do love the iridescent bits on his outfit.
Yes.
The backtrackers and the secret base under the library were also your doing.
Sounds
Yes.
about right.
I must have committed terrible sins in my past life. How else could I have ended up teaching self-righteous fools like you?
Self-righteous?
Wanderers have gnawed this planet inside out. Why are you pretending you can't see it?
It's not your turn yet. Shut your mouth.
Stubborn old fool.
A kingdom will not capitulate to anyone, not even its crown prince. You will be abandoned by the royal family the moment you turn your back on them. Have you truly thought this through?
I know what I need to do.
I guess Xavier thinks he's some kind of savior. You're only making these grand statements because you were born with wealth.
Huh?
This has nothing to do with you. You're jealous he's the crown prince while you're nothing but a forgotten hooligan from a branch Oh, I see. Is it because you lost to him today?
Matters involving the royal family do not concern you, peasant. You have no right to criticize us.
Oh, shut up, Isaiah.
You... All of you are so... Can you put the arguments aside for once? Or am I the only one who actually wants to embark on this voyage?
And he was the villain of Xavier's branch. Nearby, their friend looks down with a smile and records the umpteenth quarrel between the backtrackers in a knight's handbook. Even when they first settled on this name, they were almost ready to brawl because they thought it wasn't catchy enough. Xavier looks into the distance. His thoughts drift to the spaces between the leaves, where a small bird is singing high above the branches. He feels as if the river of time that endlessly flows has come to a standstill. The chirping birds, the drifting clouds, and the wind gently rustling treetops seemingly freeze. This is the divergent point. He turns around and gazes at the green fields at the foot of distant mountains. For some unknown reason, he thinks he hears someone calling his name. Again, the divergent point. Yet under the dappled light shifting through the leaves, there is only one fruit that has fallen.
That brat hits too hard. Oh, I almost forgot. I won't tell her about the backtracking. Don't worry.
I feel like that's a bad idea.
What happens between us doesn't involve you.
You... This is what I get for trying to be nice.
I have no doubt that that scene connects to the other Xavier myths I don't know. Silver Cord, Autumn.
It's time to go. While I was resting in Silver Cord, I heard them singing stories about you. You always worry that you aren't doing enough. But you're a good queen.
I can't tell if they layered the music badly or if it's supposed to be muffled.
You always will be.
Do you hear that? I'm a good queen. Philos.
Traceback 2 is preparing for launch. We'll be traveling to a universe that remains unknown to us.
Stars sweep past the window one by one. During a long voyage, most interstellar travelers choose to enter Slepen pods. Only one does not. Although there are countless moments of lightning streaking across stardust, he sits alone in the cockpit. His thoughts are indiscernible. When passing a beautiful alpha star cluster, he doesn't look back. When passing a star that's about to be born, he doesn't look back. When passing the floating, faintly glowing dust in the cosmos, he still doesn't look back. The spacecraft finally passes through the long, seemingly endless deep space tunnel that's akin to a river that flows forever. It carries him to an unknown destination. But in the universe where time still has an end, he must have gone to where I am. Okay, so that took longer than anticipated. However, that was good. Again, I'm pretty sure the epilogue especially connects to Xavier's other myths that I don't know pretty much anything about. But yes, okay. In terms of, because like the other myth I played was Tears of Ramiro, obviously. Personally, I like Tears of Ramiro better. I also still prefer Raphael. This has not sold me into being a Xavier girly, but oh, that was still so well done. I thoroughly enjoyed that. No tears this time. Okay. So, but this did go a lot longer than I anticipated. So, whew. All right. I'm not entirely sure when my next stream is gonna be. We should probably keep going with some of the Xavier content. Because I do have quite a bit to catch up on. So, maybe tomorrow. I could also do Wednesday. We'll see. I will do my best to schedule it ahead of time. But, alright. Until next time, thank you for coming. Stay safe, take care, and I hope to see you all again soon. Bye-bye!